Hello, my name is Linda Vendemars and I'm obviously right in the middle of Eifel visiting Manthey and Manthey Racing for you, because there will be a lot of videos following. So let's get started. I'm gonna go find the boys. Stefan, Head of Development, finally taking the time to be talking to me, which I'm very thankful for.
Yeah, it's a pleasure for me.
And you have a very lovely workspace. And this is exactly the topic I want to hit on today, because people already have a very lovely GT4, GT3 car, but you offer some more body parts that you can adjust, or actually you can get adjusted at your place.
We're doing the development, all the development stuff extremely close in relation to the Porsche engineers in Weissach. So, and normally we get the cars when they are completely done, when they're on the road. And we always check what can be improved to make the customer experience even more better and even more specific for the racetrack. Which doesn't mean that we build race cars for the road. We make them to get them more driver confidence and stuff like that. And at the end, it's more fun.
Let's have a look on this one here.
Yeah.
So you said that Porsche also is like a part of this whole development, right?
Yeah, of course, because every end customer that purchased the kit and let it build in the Porsche centers and all over the world in the meantime has the full approval. That means the full guarantee. It's approved by Porsche because we're doing the development, as I said, together with Porsche.
So do you have sets that already come with every car type, or how do you start out with the development over here?
So what we do is a lot of aerodynamics, of course, because there's somehow a gentleman agreement that we don't touch the engines, just because of emissions, and we don't think that's serious possible nowadays. And setup is a really important point, and suspension, brakes, all you can see here. What we've done to the car in specific is, as you can see, these car nuts that we have over here for improved aerodynamics. What isn't to be seen is the underbody, which is completely from carbon. It improves the aerodynamics in the front.
We could use the car lift, but it's nicer to come down there. Yeah. And this one has been on the racetrack already, I can tell you. I can see some Nürburgring traces over there.
Yeah, of course. Setup always means to get the best out of it, and that of course means as low as possible, but of course with aerodynamic purposes, we have the right height set as a specific rake, which means lower front, a little bit more height on the rear, which gives the best on aerodynamics. And this diffuser that you just saw is one of the parts.
So this is a GT4 RS.
Exactly.
So what if you would come here and you get the extra parts? You could buy this one later on?
No, that's part of the kit. That's because the aerodynamics front and rear work together, and we don't want to get the customer get out of balance, especially aerodynamically, because we want to improve their driving experience, and getting a lot more downforce on the front makes it a little bit tricky on the rear. So everything works together.
What is the cooperation with Porsche or the Porsche AG itself?
As most of the people know, we are a Porsche daughter, let's say. 51% is holding by Porsche. And therefore it's clear, also because of the approval and the guarantee, the complete kit as a whole car is approved by them. So what we need to do is set up a car, set up aerodynamics, test aerodynamics. We go in the wind tunnel in Porsche at Weissach several times for performance reasons. That's a really important point.
For how long have you been working in development, and do you have any preferred part that you're a huge fan of, that you're proud of maybe because you have been involved in the development?
Yeah, if we watch the rear wing, it's one of my favorite parts. So we took it over a little bit from shaping and design from our GT3 kit, which gives this specific shape. Just to improve the aerodynamics. We call it angle of attack, is the angle in the direction of the wind, which is blowing to the wing and the blade. And as you can imagine, from the roof side and the rear windscreen, it goes a little bit downwards. That means the angle of attack is anyway downwards. So the middle section of the wing could be a little bit less steep, and left and right, where you look around the car somehow, the angle of attack is steeper to give the maximum of downforce we get from the wing without having too much influence on the driving resistance. What is always a big topic is suspension and setup, as I've said. And suspension-wise, we work together with the guys from KW for many years right now, and there's a close relationship.
There's already one in here. Yeah.
And the Cayman is a little bit special because it has McPherson struts all around, and even on the rear, the wheel holding and the wheel track position is also affected by the strut itself. It's not just the shock absorber. And up to now, they are only, in this configuration, we call them upside down shock absorbers because there's a big chrome tube which takes all the side forces. And up to now, you can only buy them as a three-way adjustable. Okay. There's normally a tube or a hose, and there's a reservoir. On the reservoir, there are two waves to adjust the compression forces. And this is the first road-going car with an upside-down strut with four-way adjustable.
Okay.
Yeah? So it's not easy to be seen, but if you look in the wheel arch, deeper in the wheel arch, you see the waves. And there's the bump and rebound low and high speed compression, which everyone can adjust, of course, but on the other hand, the setup we deliver is optimized for nearly everything.
And you have very good race car drivers that are also helping with adjustment. So I think if you're like a normal driver, it's like very handy to just go with whatever you were choosing.
That's a really important point that you're talking about, because if you take a race driver, let's take, for example, Kevin Estre, and make a setup for him, you will get a car that's somehow tricky. Yeah? He needs to position it with rotation, and he likes the oversteer, but most of our customers like it on the safe side, but fast. It shouldn't be boring, but it should be on the safe side. So therefore, you end up with a setup which everyone is happy with.
So, like if you already start out with a kit, how important is it to also set up the suspension by itself again, or can you leave the normal suspension side and only go with a wing or something?
The suspension kit as it is available as a single part. So you can buy the suspension on your own, but together with the aerodynamics, there's the full potential of it. Yeah, of course, when we go to Fischenberg, to the KW guys, we go on the 7-post rig and test all the settings and try to find the right frequencies together with the downforce. So we simulate the downforce because it gives an extra load to the springs.
I mean, it's not on its tires right now. So do you also change the size of the tires, by the way?
No.
Okay.
In this case, not for the GT3. We made our own wheel together with BBS in order to get it stiffer and lighter as the serial one. Yeah, which we quite achieved because we achieved 7.3 kilos less than the serial wheel set.
Okay. And talking about GT4, GT3 and then the RS vehicles, how many kits do you have right now?